Hello, and welcome once again to the Dental Marketing Mastery Series. This podcast is brought to you by New Patients Incorporated and NPIClick.com. I'm Howie, the founder of New Patients Incorporated. Along with me once again is my friend and partner and the president of New Patients Incorporated, Mark Dilatush. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Dental Marketing Mastery Series podcast. We're glad to have you with us again. I'm Howie Horrocks. I'm here in Las Vegas, and I've got my buddy Mark Dilatush. He's out in New Jersey. How you doing, Mark?
Hello. Well, I'm at a stay-at-home order, but I'm in my office.
I'm going to turn you in, dude.
I know. Well, no, somebody called us essential.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we're an essential business. We're a support organization for dentistry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
Even though they closed down most of the dental offices, they said it's essential.
Okay.
So you're closed, but you're essential. So yeah, they make different categories for all kinds of different people.
Yeah.
So the whole reason for this podcast is we don't want to be the 4 billionth person to send you an email about a COVID-19 update and all that stuff. Like, I
think I got one of those for my dry cleaners the other day.
I know. I get one like every 12 seconds. It's amazing. We pretty much figured out that if it says COVID-19 in the subject of an email, there'll be about 3-day time period where people pay attention to it, and then there'll be probably a 1-year time period where people will curse it. So we're not going to be those people, but it is absolutely worthy of discussion. We have hundreds of customers or clients out there, and we have thousands of dentists who listen to us who aren't our clients. And, this is really, what is it, 103 years since the Spanish influenza. So this is not normal, right? So we're going to go through a few of the things. Now, again, this is from a market and marketing standpoint. We're not telling you what to do clinically. We're not telling you to close or open. We know we have thousands of listeners who they're in every one of the 50 states. I think this gets picked up in 13 countries. So we can't tell you what to do and what not to do. What we can tell you is the proper way to bring down your marketing when a crisis like this happens. Obviously, nobody anticipated this, right? So there isn't really there's no book that says how to manage your marketing during the next pandemic. Right? Seriously, right? There is no such thing. So I think it's important, though. We have had 9/11. We have had, the last recession. We've had this thing, and we're only 9/11's 19 years old, right? So that's just in the last 20 years. So I think this is probably a good time to talk about, how to bring down your expenses, especially for marketing, when something like this happens, what you can bring down, what you shouldn't bring down. Actually, that's probably just as important. And then preparing for the rebound. Okay, so the name of this podcast is COVID Impact. And my God, I'm seeing people, even people who you would think are thought leaders, right, in dentistry, who are they're taking two different sides. The world's going to end. There's a whole group of dentists in that corner. Then there's a whole group of dentists in the other corner be like, well, I'm going to take advantage of the pent-up demand. And I'm looking at all of them and I'm going, nah, the world's not going to end. And if you're a single dentist, you're not going to take advantage of the pent-up demand. And here's why. Because you're one dentist. You can't work 80 hours a week to make up what you lost. You're going to lose a month or 2 months, depending on how long this thing lasts. You're going to lose that income, and you absolutely will not be able to make it up, not in any significant way, based on this thing people are calling pent-up demand. You physically can't work that many hours. So how are you going to make up a month that you missed? You're going to work 80 hours a week? I don't think so. Okay. So part of the reason for this podcast is, and I know this is probably not great news to some of you who thought that maybe you could double your income in the coming months without working twice as hard, right? But you can't, okay? Just like Howie and I can't. Howie, if you worked 80 hours, could we double our income next month from our customers? It doesn't matter. You can't. I mean, come on, you just can't.
We might die trying, but no.
Yeah, no, stop. Okay, so really what this is this is a pause. It's a pause in your income. It's a pause in your employees' income. It's a pause in many dental consumers' income. It's a pause in our income. Right, Howie?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's a pause in almost everything. Almost everywhere. So this idea or this rumor or ridiculous optimism that, let's say you did $1 million in 2019 and you took 2 months off for this COVID-19 virus, that somehow, some way, you're going to be able to make up enough hours in order to get back to $1 million at the end of 2020 without killing yourself, is kind of setting yourself up for disappointment. Because you're not. It's just, so plan for it. That's our point. Like, if you don't know what's coming, you can't plan for anything, okay? Because you don't know what's coming, right? But if you know that let's say instead of $1 million, if you know in 2020 you're not going to do $1 million and you're going to do 800,000, okay, plan for it. That's fine. You lost 2 months, 100,000 a month. You're only going to do 800,000 this year. Fine, but you're also not going to try and work 80 hours a week for 2 straight months just to make up the 2 months that you are paused, because you can't. Right? Now, we can go through the impact of COVID. We're not going to be the 400th people to give you an update on how hard it is to get an SBA loan right now, or how difficult it is on all the states in the country to process what they would normally processing 20,000 claims a week. Now they're processing 10 million, right? Everybody knew something was going to break down, and it's breaking down all over the place, right? That's what you should expect. You should expect stuff like this, right? What's happening to happen. Even the most wild optimist would look at that and go, yeah, that ain't going to work out, right? They're going to, even I can't say that. Right. Right. So, and we're not going to predict when the virus is going to, it's going to be over in all locations, because nobody can predict. If you watch the press conferences from the White House every day, even they can't predict it. They're saying, just stay the hell off the road, stay out of the stores, stay at home with your family, even though you can't stay on the sight of them anymore, and just stay inside. Okay, that's okay. So we're going to give you the same guidance as everybody else, but specific to dentistry. Now, we're about 3 weeks into this, and what should have happened in your world, in your dental office world, is you should have reached out. And I see a lot of our clients, we're their whole marketing company, so we handle everything for them. So it's a lot easier, right, for us to go, okay, this is down, this is paused, this is paused, this is paused, maintain this, and that, okay? And then get a hold of the client and say, here's what we're doing, here's the plan. And they go, yeah, okay, great, thank you. And then that's it. But it's a lot more difficult if you have like 6 people. One guy that does your website, somebody doing your SEO, somebody doing whatever, your magazine mail, whatever else you do, somebody doing your social media. So you have all these people doing like all these different things. So it's very difficult from that standpoint to manage it as the owner of the practice, but you can still follow the same pretty simple guidelines. And here's what we did at the very beginning of this. It was March. I'm going to say I think it was March 12th, Howie.
Yeah.
I think it was on my birthday's the 11th, and I think it was the day after my birthday that you and I and all the owners got together and we said, what are we going to do? And we created an action plan, and the action plan basically follows this guideline. If the client has in other words, we manage whole marketing budgets, right? So if there's a percentage of a marketing budget going out, that's significant, right? Then those things need to be paused. Okay. Now, when it comes to PPC, which that's Google pay-per-click, Google Ads, people call it. When it comes to that, we manage a significant dollar amount for those people. But see, some of them would still be turned on because there were parts of the country that weren't under quarantine and parts of the country that were. There were parts of the country where you couldn't treat emergencies for a little while. Then there's parts of the country where you can. So with those people, we've kind of a case-by-case basis. Do you want us to pull down all your general dentistry, sleep apnea, implant ads, what have you? We're going to pull all those anyway. We're pausing them on your behalf without even asking you. Okay, we're just going to pause them. Okay, but do you want to leave emergencies running? Okay, because you might want to. And those dentists either said yes or no, or no, or I'm just going to treat my patients of record. I'm not going to see new people or what have you. Okay, so all the marketing spend that was spending a lot of money, all that was all for all of our clients, basically, in like, I don't know how long. I know we're still talking to clients through what we did and all that other stuff, but what is it, 3 weeks in now? So we probably have another 2 or 3 weeks of getting through all those calls to all those people directly, but they're not spending money. Okay, the whole point was stop our clients from spending marketing money. That was the whole point. Okay? Yeah. Not spend more, not, spend it and take advantage of whatever. No, stop. You shouldn't be spending marketing dollars right now. Okay, you shouldn't. Now, there are areas that aren't big ticket items. Like, I'll give you an example. Call tracking numbers, very small spend, and you can't really cancel those because then they go back in the hopper and get recirculated. I guess there's a clearinghouse for those somewhere. So you don't want to pause those, but those don't cost a lot of money. You know what? Let's take a break here, and then we'll go through all the other ways to bring down a marketing plan, and let's introduce you to ways or realities of bringing back your marketing plan when your state allows you to go back to work.
Yeah, don't go away. We'll be right back. Have you ever wondered if your marketing was really working? Result tracking is essential to all your marketing efforts. Without it, you're just guessing, which can be very expensive. With our NPI Click dashboard, you won't have to guess anymore. You will see every call, you can listen to every call, our humans will rate every call. Bottom line, you will have transparency into your marketing results like you had always hoped for. Check it out at npiclick.com. All right, we are back.
Yeah, we were talking about how to bring down a marketing plan. If nobody thinks another thing like this is going to happen. The last one was 103 years ago, but you never know. 9/11 happened. The recession happened. There's remember that old yellow T-shirt with the smiley face that said "shit happens"? Remember that? Okay, that's pretty much where we are right now. They could actually call this virus that name, and everybody would be just kind of shrug their shoulders and go, "Yeah, that happens." So anyway, we were talking about bringing down your marketing plan. So these are the steps that NPI took on behalf of the clients, and this is what you should expect either out of yourself if you manage lots of people who manage pieces of your marketing, or you're doing your marketing through somebody else, not NPI. This is what they should do on your behalf. They should bring down your expenses to the maintenance level. And I discussed call tracking numbers. Don't get rid of those. They're on all your stuff. And changing all your stuff later on down the road, let's say when we rebound in a month or so, is going to cost you even more money than maintaining them. So that never makes any sense. We have lots of clients who have LocalMed online scheduling, and we're telling all of them, you can pause it, but so you can pause it so you're not getting appointments, but don't cancel it. Because then there's an install and there's a whole, we can do things to help it financially there, but don't call LocalMed and cancel it. Because then you're going to come back at a higher price point with an install down the road. So it's not going to work out for you financially. And here's the biggest part of it. If you thought the world was crazy when tens of thousands of dentists were bringing down their marketing, watch what happens when the rebound happens. Because now the marketing firms have to bring back all your marketing. And there's going to be this enormous spike in requests. And those marketing companies don't have endless resources. It's not like they're going to go out and hire 1,000 new people just to keep up with the demand once this thing is over. Nobody's going to do that. Okay? So expect lines when this thing rebounds. Now, here's why I'm telling you this. Every one of you listening to this, you're in a market that's going to come back online. By the way, there's some markets that everything's the same, like Wyoming, Montana. There's states that are literally they're fine. There's no big deal. So this isn't happening to like everybody, but as we rebound, you're going to see areas open up. And when you start to get that sniff, sounds like they're going to open it up. I don't think May 31st is what it's going to, I think May 7th is when they're going to do it. Like when you start to feel that in your local news, in your national news, wherever you get your news from, your state dental association contact, wherever you get this information from, I'm going to be the guy who tells you that says act sooner rather than later. And the only analogy I can think of is being in line for a concert or a comedy show, and it's general seating, and you don't have an assigned seat. Or how about an airline? Well, that's a bad analogy right now, right? So let's just use a concert or a comedy club, and it's general seating. You don't want to be in the back of that line. You want to be in the front of that line, okay? And it's not going to cost you anything additional to be in the front. What you gain is speed to market on this rebound, okay? Now, for many of you, you're not going to need any marketing for a little while, which is perfectly fine. We actually have another podcast coming up. I want everybody to keep your eyes and ears out for it. And it's on setting up for this rebound, and it's things you can do right now, today. Yes, while you're bored, while you're watching your 93rd episode of something on Netflix, while you're regaling at the crazy crap your cat does, okay? There is literally something you can do right now and it's going to take you probably a few hours to complete. There's a very productive task you can do right now to help set you up properly and avoid. Anyway, you look forward to that next podcast. Anyway, back to the impact of COVID. When we come out of this, so think about this. Let's say that 50,000 dentists use dental marketing firms. Let's say there's another 50,000. They just do stuff themselves. So 50,000 dentists, and let's say over a 30-day period, the states open up, which is probably pretty close to what's going to happen. You really think 50,000 dentists can have their marketing brought back up to speed in 30 days by the dental marketing firms? It's not going to happen. It's going to all get spread out. So as quickly as we were able to cut costs, the labor involved in bringing all these back up is longer than what it takes to pause things. That's what I'm trying to share with you. Okay, is don't be surprised a month from now if whoever you use for your dental marketing says, okay, great, we got you in the queue. We're going to bring everything back up online. It might be a couple weeks before you're live, or 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, or 5 weeks, because you and 200 of their clients just called, potentially from the same region of the country, who had their quarantines lifted, right? So just keep that in mind, because that's, you might be disappointed if you're the last person in line to get into the comedy club and with a general admission with a general admission ticket. Okay. Eventually everybody will come back online. This idea of pent up demand, though, I think was the original reason I thought to do this podcast. There's just so much ridiculous misinformation traveling around the internet in the dental circles these days. I just need to ask our listeners to just think about this logically. How are you going to make up 2 months? Seriously, how's that going to happen? Okay. So if your mindset is 800K for 2020, which is probably, you're probably going to drop 20% in 2020 when all is said and done. When you do your taxes for 2020, they're probably going to be 20% lighter than in 2019. And at some point in your life, you're going to have to be okay with that. We're just saying, you know what? Just so you don't cause yourself more stress, be okay with it now. Howie and I were like, Howie, we're going to miss 20% of our business. Actually, from our standpoint, not only are we missing 20% of our business, but we're paying for 20. We're paying our team to pause these campaigns and bring them up to speed before we get paid, right? So we got like double whammy. And I'm not saying dentistry doesn't have double whammies. Please don't take it that way. Okay. I think everybody in the country has a double whammy, right? They're trying to service their clients the very best they can, and their revenues stopped, right? So, from our perspective, me and Howie, we look at each other and go, dude, we were on this ridiculous growth curve, and then this whole thing happened a few weeks ago, and it's, the reality is we're probably going to be 20% light than we were last year. And as long as we're able to plan for it from an expense standpoint and from a marketing standpoint, I think we'll be fine.
Yes, we will.
So that's my non-typical COVID impact statement.
Okay, Mark. All right, that's going to wrap it up today. We're very glad to have you out there in the audience. Please tune in next time, and we'll see you. Bye now. We hope you've enjoyed our podcast today. You can get all our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, and Libsyn.com, and on our websites newpatientsinc.com and npiclick.com.